So it has now been a few months since the last big Counter-Strike 2 update, and that has had a lot of fans waiting for that next big update to come, whether it's going to be new content, an operation, a new case, new skins, whatever that was going to be. People are waiting. People are anticipating something big. So once we saw a new CS2 update getting pushed out today, people were hyped. People are excited. People couldn't wait to see exactly what this was going to be. And in this video today, we're going to be going over this new Counter-Strike update because it is a pretty decent size one. It's maybe not as big as people were hoping for or expecting or whatever, but still a cool update with a lot of changes going on and a lot to talk about and discuss. But first, just want to mention real quick, if you are looking to sell any of your CS2 skins, items, whatever it may be, maybe even your entire inventory for cold hard cash or crypto or any other payment method, definitely hit me up over on Twitter. It's going to be the first link in the description below. Now, especially with these new Buff 163 changes, I'm sure people are going to be looking for more and more help to be able to safely, effectively, and efficiently cash out their skins. So I can help you out. We can probably get a deal done buying anything and everything for the right price. But of course, helping support me, my channel, my content by selling to me as well. With that being said, let's get right into today's video. So CS2 at Counter-Strike on Twitter, they tweeted this out. They said, today we're releasing an update. Here's some of the changes included, and they tweeted out some screenshots of Vertigo, obviously with some map changes here, hinting at some nice changes coming to Vertigo, and the map looking a little bit different, being set up a little bit different. So yeah, we have that to look forward to, any Vertigo enjoyers out there. But also, I guess the bigger thing here is that some people have been asking for Vertigo to be removed from the active duty pool or whatever. Obviously, that didn't happen in the most recent update. But what it does maybe mean, and what some people are speculating, is that this means Vertigo could be around to stay for even longer. If they're making changes to it and actively, updating it, maybe that means they're not about to remove it anytime soon, especially if, they're still working on it, they're still making changes, all that stuff. I don't know if that entirely makes sense, whatever. Next up, they said changes to Molotovs and Incendiaries. You can see here, looks like they're a little bit smaller. They're like maybe this greenish color now. I don't really even know what's going on, whatever. We'll take a look in the notes. But then some of the bigger changes here. This is very, very big. M4A4 is now 3,000 and Incendiaries are now 500. So that is a nice little teaser into what is going on in this update. Let's take a look at all the changes we have going on. Release notes for 5.23.24. Height of the pillar of flame for both Molotov and incendiary grenade now decreases over time. Reduced the terrorist team award when the bomb was planted but diffused from 800 to 600 to decrease the impact on the first round for subsequent rounds. Adjusted the price of the M4A4 from 3,100 to 3,000. Obviously, that's a buff for the M4A4. You can debate and argue how much of a buff you think that $100 is or isn't or whatever, but it's a buff to the M4A4. We'll definitely have to see how much impact that has. Minor adjustments to the first-person camera movement, added explicit switch hands left and switch hands right console commands, and deathmatch bonus weapons are now the same for all players. We have the incendiary grenade, adjusted the explosion and flame visual treatment, reduced duration, reduced area covered by spreading flames, and reduced price. So yeah, it gets some nerfs, but also it gets a buff in terms of the price going down. Who knows exactly how it's going to affect it either. Here's a big thing: rentals. What the heck does that mean? Renting skins is coming to CS2. This is definitely something we're going to talk about more. I might even do a whole own video on this topic because it is so interesting, weird, strange, good, bad. I don't even know yet. When players open a kilowatt case with a key, they will have the option to rent the entire kilowatt collection, i.e. every weapon in the case, excluding the rare special item, which is the knives, for a week instead of receiving an item for the collection. So just quickly explaining that, dumbing that down, just in case you don't understand. You open a kilowatt case. You have a kilowatt case. You buy a key. You open it. It pops up. Do you want to get a random item from this case, or do you want to rent every single skin in it for a week? Now, again, you have to pay $250 for the key, and then you also have to pay whatever the case costs. Maybe you got the case dropped to you, I don't know, but you also have to pay what the case costs. I don't know what the case costs right now, $1.50, $2, whatever. So it could be like $4, $4.50, maybe it's $5, who knows. And then you get to get every single skin in that set for the week, and then obviously you could do that again the next week, and you could keep doing it indefinitely as far as I understand. But the one thing is that all the skins you're going to get are going to be random floats and random patterns and everything, so you could rent it. You could get factory new skins, you could get battle scarred skins, whatever. And people are a little bit worried about this. They're like, oh, if you can just rent skins, then why would people buy skins? If I could rent an AK-47 Inheritance for $5, why would I pay $200 for it? But again, you have to understand you're getting kind of a random flow, you're getting a random wear. You can't edit, you can't craft with them, you can't do that. It's not personalized. But also, to me, the biggest thing is that you don't own it. So yeah, I could pay $200 for an AK-47 Inheritance, but then whenever I'm done with it, I can sell it back for $200, and I could really end up having it for free, or effectively free or whatever. But when I'm renting, that's obviously I don't own it. I'm not able to get any of that value back. So obviously in the short term, yeah, renting might be cheaper and you might need less money up front. But obviously renting also could end up being more expensive, but I don't know. The good thing here is that even when you do rent all the cases or all the guns from the kilowatt case, the case is consumed. So again, I don't know if that's going to be good or bad, whatever. Let me know how you guys feel about this whole thing. I think it's pretty strange. I don't necessarily understand why they did it or why they added this. Again, some people are speculating it has to do with, Chinese regulations or a lot of these countries and stuff cracking down on loot boxes and stuff like that. But they're like, oh, well, we have a rental option included in our loot boxes now. So, you don't even have to gamble with them. You could just rent all the skins. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out and how people use it. Equipped rented weapons will be replaced with the stock version of the weapon when the rental period expires. Rented weapons cannot be modified via stickers or name tags, traded or sold on the Steam community market. We have some HUD changes. We have chickens. We have UI, demos, and then, of course, those changes to the maps and everything like that. We also had a bunch of skins and stuff being changed in here. I know people were talking about, buffs and nerfs to certain skins. There's phase 2 knives and stuff being nerfed. There's all that kind of weird, interesting, strange stuff going on. As far as the rentals, again, a lot of people are concerned that if people rent, they're not going to buy skins and they're not going to be buying the cases as much, and the cases aren't going to be opened as much because, again, why open 20, 30, 40, 50 cases trying to get an AK-47 inheritance when you could just rent it? But like I said, again, I do think that not owning it is a big deal, and also that my cat keeps knocking my AirPods over. I'm trying to let them charge. Also, it is a big deal that you cannot get the knives because obviously people like to get the gold. Now, hey, the Kukri knife doesn't have a ton of demand. It's not like a knife that people are really clamoring for, chasing for, or whatever. But again, this also is only for the kilowatt case because there is also the potential positive aspect of it where Valve could get people into skins for cheaper. Hey, you can rent the AK-47 inheritance for just a couple bucks, and then you can find out, hey, I really like it, or I really like skins in general. I'm going to go buy some other skins. But yeah, right now so far, hey, AK-47 inheritance, those prices are down. Kilowatt cases, those prices are down. So yeah, if you're investing in any of that stuff, which I wouldn't have recommended anyway, you shouldn't really be investing in active duty cases or weapons that are in active duty cases. Yeah, you're getting hit a little bit hard, but how will this overall have an effect on the skins market? I don't really know. Again, I think this is strange. I don't really know why Valve is doing this, but they're doing it. And then as far as the buffs to the M4A4, I would definitely be taking a look at some M4A4s right now. Again, is M4A4 going to be absolutely dominating the meta now? Is it for sure the clear best gun? No, I don't know, but it could increase usage. It could increase eyeballs on it a little bit in the short term. So definitely some of the best ones. M4A4 HAL is just a no-brainer. I always love it. But stuff like the Daybreak, stuff like the Asimov, not so much the Temu Cow because it's still in an active duty case, but Hellfire, Emperor, Bullet Rain. Really, I think all these M4A4s, especially as it's getting buffed, and maybe it'll even get future buffs. Who knows? When items get buffed, when they start getting used more, when they become more relevant in competitive play and pro play and stuff, those prices do tend to go up. So keep an eye out on the M4A4 because, yeah, getting some buffs in it and increasing its play rate and stuff could definitely be good for those prices there. So there's a ton of craziness going on right now. Again, this is a pretty big update with a lot of weird stuff going on. I can't wait to see how the Vertigo changes affect competitive play and pro play, the Incendiary changes, the M4A4 changes, rentals, all this weird stuff. Again, this wasn't the big update we were necessarily looking for. It wasn't new content. It wasn't new game modes. It wasn't new maps. Wasn't new skins. Wasn't an operation. But as far as regular releases go, this is still a pretty big patch and pretty significant. And I definitely just think a lot of interesting stuff to talk about. But like I said, we'll probably have a future video coming out about rentals and how it works and what I think about it and how it's going to affect the market and all that. But wanted to get this video out to you guys for now. But pretty much it was this video. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.